just because your house is strong, is standing strong today, it can be knocked over tomorrow. Just because your foundation is solid today, it can get cracks in it tomorrow. And it does not mean that every day that house stood, that house was faulty. So if there is some things going on with Anton and his wife and his personal life, to attack this man based on what might be happening, which none of us know, I think is doing a disservice, because we know life is very interesting and entertaining at times. So if for some reason this is the rumors that I'm hearing about what's going on with him and his wife, this is not something we need to be celebrating. This is not something we need to be cheering, and this is not something we need to be dissecting. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a damn how much we want to come up here for the drama and the smoke and the entertainment. These are people. These are Antoine's a person. These are human beings. This is a life. And what I'm saying is not in defense of him. It's just the right fucking thing to do. It's just the right damn thing to do. Okay. So, whatever's going on with that brother, if there's any remotely true to it, I'm pulling for you and your family to make it through this. Okay. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Now, back to the question. Was the manosphere necessary? This is the clip that made me start asking that. So I'm going to show this to you guys real quick.
First of all, y'all can't even afford to pay half 50-50 after the divorce. So let's not even go down that subject. A lot of y'all don't even make that much money to even be getting nothing after the divorce. Now, going back to this lady that was stuck on the road. First of all, y'all can't even afford to pay half 50-50 after the divorce. So let's not even go down that subject. A lot of y'all don't even make that much money to even be getting nothing after the divorce.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That was about 4 seconds. I haven't looked really that much past the 4 seconds of that clip. I'm going to play it one more time.
First of all, y'all can't even afford to pay half 50-50 after the divorce. So let's not even go down that subject. A lot of y'all don't even make that much money to even be getting nothing after the divorce. Now, going back to this lady that was stuck on the road. First of all, you don't know if she had a man. Her man probably was at work. First of all, y'all can't even afford to pay half 50-50 after the divorce. So let's not even go down that subject. A lot of y'all don't even.
I'm focusing on this woman's somebody, I don't know her name. First of all, the attitude and the vitriol in which she is speaking about men. This is a Black woman speaking, the tone, the condescending, the disrespect. My goodness. This idea that this thing that women are very, very comfortable, our women are very, very comfortable with shouting this level of vitriol towards Black men. She said y'all. So who the fuck y'all is, I'm assuming that means all Black men. That, you know what I mean? That y'all can't even afford, y'all don't even make that much money. Y'all can't even, she said we can't even afford to go 50-50. This argument from this woman is what I believe gave rise to the fucking manosphere. And the fact that Black men constantly feels attacked every single which way they go, and the fact that we keep getting our name and our image and our life drugged through the mud. This woman, she didn't specify anybody. She just said y'all. Y'all with all of that vitriol and anger and stuff like that. So from that perspective, especially what Black men historically have gone through in this country, to continuously hear this year after year after year after year after year, that somehow we are just not worthy enough, and there's something wrong with us, and that something is wrong with us having to go 50-50. Let me talk about, I think I might be preaching to the choir a little bit from the people that are in the chat. I think I might be preaching to the choir a little bit when I mention the fact that in no point in our history in this country as a whole has Black men and women, have Black women ever been stay-at-home moms en masse? That has never been the case. Even during slavery, Black women were working in the cotton fields right alongside of their Black men. Coming out of slavery, the early days of Reconstruction, Black women were working right alongside of their men. Going into the 1900s, through the 1920s, Black women and Black men were working right alongside of each other. A lot of times, the husband and the wife were working for the same goddamn white man. The wife was a domestic aid for that man's wife, and then that husband worked either for that guy in a factory or whatever business or whatever that man owned. This whole fucking notion that it takes two of you guys' income to make it, and somehow that man is less than a man because of that, or he doesn't deserve, or somehow he needs to be shunned because it requires both incomes, that has always been the case. And when women get up here and talk like this, believe it or not, oftentimes no one corrects it. No one shuts that person up. No one shuts them down. And we all sit out here and talk. And we talk and we give credence to the 50-50 argument as if we don't know that. As if we don't know that throughout our entire history, there have been the man and the woman have had to work, and the woman's income has been a vital resource for the home. And we sit up here and we have these 50-50 conversations like that means something. We have these 50-50 conversations as if like a generation of men have just completely failed and fucked it up. And now women got to go out here and all of a sudden work. That is not the case, not even a little bit. So is the manosphere necessary? When you listen to this crap, the argument is absolutely. The argument is absolutely based on this narrative. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to say that financial resources is not important, but it seems to be the only measuring stick. It seems to be the only measuring stick. It's like the beginning and the end. It's the alpha and the omega. Is financial resources. You can't even afford to go 50-50. When a woman starts talking like that, that is a clear indication that her preferred male mate is unemployed. When a woman starts talking like that, you can tell that her preferred male person that she wants to be with has always been somewhat unemployed, and every fucking guy she's been with, that finances has been a major issue. And she's elected to be with that man. For her to sit up there and talk about what a man cannot afford when everybody knows it should be common knowledge at this particular juncture that black men out-earn their women. And I'm not saying it's like a massive out-earning, but we still out-earn. We make more money than our women. 7 to 9% of black women make over $75,000 a year. That is a very small number of women. That is a very, very, very small number of women. But our women, but a lot of our women have walked around here, you know, they talk about shaming, trying to, not trying to, but have been character assassinating black men because your ass got to go out there and work too. And then talk about, and then got the nerve to say, well, when I come home from work too, where's my cooked meal? Oh, that's your job.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Shout out to Paul the Baptist. Thank you, brother, for coming through. I'm glad to see you over here again with the $2, and I always got to give it to you.
But these last $2.
And of course, I can't forget about my good brother, the kosher clinician. If y'all don't know why this brother leaves 777, y'all need to go figure that out. Y'all need to go figure out what's so powerful in that, and why that number 7 is a thing. I'm not going to go out and take, because it can't teach you everything. Now, some stuff you got to go learn on your own. What is it about that number 7? Manosphere definitely was necessary. Women struggle because they have never heard black men speak so profoundly. Yeah. Their voices have been silenced for years. Yeah. So, is it necessary? Yes. Especially when you got women talking like this. This 50-50 argument is just, it's probably one of the most absurd arguments that our women make. It's one of the most absurd arguments that our women make. And the other argument is that they talk about you men can't afford nothing. That's not true. Lady, when I hear a woman say that, that lets me know, no matter how cute, let me see if I can pull this up. No matter how cute, B. Taylor. No matter how cute you think you are as a woman, when I hear you say crap like that, that lets me know right now that your preferred choice of men are men who struggle with character, productivity, and morality. That's your preferred dosing of men, is that kind of a man when you start talking like that crap. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip because I really don't know. Let's see what else she had to say, okay? Or what they were talking about, because I really don't know.
First of all, y'all can't even afford to pay half 50-50 after divorce. So let's not even go down that subject. A lot of y'all don't even make that much money to even be getting nothing after divorce. Now, going back to this lady that was stuck on the road, first of all, you don't know if she had a man. Her man probably was at work. So she was going to have to call AAA regardless, because he was probably working his Amazon job. Okay, so he probably could not go and help her. So he had to call AAA for her. So y'all like theorizing this woman's life because she's by herself on the road. And no, if you have to downsize, but your peace of mind is so much more important to be putting up bullshit. No woman should ever try to settle with a man just to say, I have a man. You can't stand that nigga. You can't stand that he in the house with you. You ain't got.
I have yet to know any single woman that was at peace. I'm sorry. I know they say they at peace, but when you look at their life, you look at how they talk, it's anger, it's aggressive, it's chaos, it's gaslighting. This is all she's doing. That's all she's doing. And let me tell you, and I keep saying this all the time. If you not with the very first person you fucking your first love, if you're not with the first love of your life, the love of your life, if you're not with that motherfucker, you settled. Sorry. And why are we sitting here thinking that you accepting a qualified person that is into you, that somehow that is settling? I was just over there on Mr. He Said, Mr. He Said, Mr. He Said, them names tuck tied. And we had a 70-year-old woman over there on the Kendra G show. I'm so proud of myself that I haven't run a Kendra G clip over here yet. I don't need to with everybody else doing it. 70 years old, still sitting around on Kendra G talking about she wants 6'1", $50,000 to $100,000. Good Lord. Ain't talking about she ain't gonna settle. 70 years old. She's already lived the amount of years that God has promised her. 2 score and 10 or something like that. Was at 70 years old. She might be dead in the morning. Good God. We sit around here talking about I'm not gonna settle. Like a regular old bro is something you have to settle for. Like, where are all of these top of the line, number 10, princely men that these women talk about? Where the fuck are they at? Every last one of our women, I should say last one of our women, our women who talk like this. Our women who talk like this. They spend 30 years, 40 years, 50 years single. The 7-year-old wanted the 666. I'll call it the 669. That's what I call it over on my end. The 669. 6 feet, 6-pack, 9 inches. That's what they want. The 669. But yeah, 666. Was the manosphere necessary? The fact that we are still dealing with this level of ignorance and vitriol and conversation out of our women is a good indicator that the manosphere, to a degree, was necessary. I want to see what else this woman got to say. We're not even like, I don't even think we're like a minute into this.
No type of peace of mind. No. You should not.
Watch it.
I would rather have a house full of motherfucking cats before.
Let me get Big Taylor. Big Taylor.
She said, because he was talking over her, and he triggered a shit. But he was talking over her. She said, "I'd rather have a house full of cats than to settle." God's gonna be like, "Your wish is my command." I want that for you. If that's what you want, sweetie, what they call it, boo-boo. If that's what you want, boo-boo. If that's what you want, I hope that for you.
So time out. Big Taylor. So you telling me, Big Taylor, so telling me this. You want a dude that make more than you, right? And take care of the business shit, right?
Yeah.
Don't sure. You? Okay, yes. You are the same nigga that you don't want. he coming in taking care of you. You are the bum ass nigga that you don't want.
This brother, he went in. He was like, "You the same bum ass nigga that you don't want." Lord have mercy. Let's give it to him. That's right. I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that again.
getting nothing after divorce. Now, going back to this lady that was stuck on the road, first of all, you don't know if she had a man. Her man probably was at work, so she was going to have to call AAA regardless because he was probably working his Amazon job. Okay, so he probably could not go and help her. So he had to call AAA for her. So y'all like theorizing this woman's life because she's by herself on the road. Like, and no, if you have to downsize, but your peace of mind is so much more important to be putting up bullshit. No woman should ever try to settle with a man just to say, I have a man. You can't stand that nigga. You can't stand that he in the house with you. You ain't got no type of peace of mind. No, you should not.
Watch it.
I would rather have a house full of motherfucking cats before
let me get Big Taylor. Big Taylor. So time out. Big Taylor. So you telling me, Big Taylor, so telling me this. You want a dude that make more than you, right? And take care of the business shit, right?
Yeah.
Don't you? Okay, yes. You are the same nigga that you don't want. he coming in taking care of you. You are the bum ass nigga that you don't want.
How am I the bum ass nigga?
Because if I gotta take care of you, if I gotta take care of you and you ain't doing shit because you ain't got it, you are the same bum ass nigga.
Wait, hold on. No, I never once said that I was not gonna do shit. What are you talking about?
You just said you want to do the hell to that.
No,
you are the nigga you don't want.
No, you're conflating the two. That is not what I said.
When you see a woman that got that sentiment, 9 times out of 10, that's the environment that she creates. And so,
okay, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm saying if you create that environment, you can get yourself out of it if you don't like your environment.
No. When you see a guy,
your own environment.
When you see a guy that's operating in that environment, when you see a guy that's operating in that mindset in that environment, he's operating based off of the circumstances that he has to come home to. I don't know any guy that loves to come home to the nagging and the
to B. Taylor. I don't know any dude who would like to come home to B. Taylor on a regular, consistent basis. I was writing a note in the chat, y'all. I don't know who would want to come home to that kind of stuff with B. Taylor. And trust and believe, those of us who have gone through, those of us men have gone through the other side, have lived with a B. Taylor. We know the B. Taylors intimately.
Whining and a woman sitting there talking about what she can do her damn self. None of that. Guys love to come home to love and peace and to a woman that's pining for him. A dude will go out there and kill himself for that type of woman.
B. Taylor, you cute, but B. Taylor, you so sad.
When I see a woman talking like that,
a lot of men also need to understand that you need to give that woman peace.
Men need to understand. Who the hell is this woman to tell somebody what they need to understand? You need to understand that you just made everybody dick run inside. That's what you just did. That's what you just did. Notice how quiet the other chicks are on the screen. And I'm not saying that those chicks don't necessarily agree with it. They probably do. But she's so out off the rails, off the rocker, that her own clan is sitting there quiet. Quiet as a church mouse. Quiet. This is where and how, I'm going to repeat this. This is why the manosphere became a thing. Is having to interact and deal with and then try to pair and settle down with this. And I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm talking about her attitude and her behavior.
No.
And security as well.
Listen. I'm gonna be real. My father passed away in 2017. My mother wasn't even on the market for less than 2 years, and my mother never dated. She never dated, and she was remarried within 3 years.
Was it somebody she already knew?
To a dude that was just like my father. My mother
was it somebody she already knew?
No, listen. No, she did not know him. The minute that she was working for me at the restaurant, and it was guys that was coming in there, and it was one guy in particular that had not been married in a long time, and he was like, listen, I had made up in my mind I'm never getting married again. But when I met your mom, I said that was it. The dude is one of the coolest dudes. He is literally just like my father. My mother was not even on the market for 2 years before she was remarried.
Shout out to the Wife School podcast who gifted 4 RBN membership channel RBN memberships. So if you guys received a membership from the Wife School, make sure you go ahead and thank her for that. And then Almanize also gifted someone a membership. So those of you who've been gifted memberships, make sure you say thank you to those who gifted you the memberships. Okay, be polite around here.
She has the same sentiment that she was treating my father with, and men notice that shit. They can see it. They seen it on her. She never dated him. She never went out with him or none of that type of stuff. She even had me vetting, or me and all my brothers vetting before he could even date her. My point is this. A guy knows a woman with a sweet spirit and knows women get chose 10 times out of 10.
So basically, I think what Antoine is saying, Anton, I keep want to call him Antoine, but it's Anton. What Anton is saying is, if you are out here at your ripe old age of 30, whatever, 40, whatever, 50, whatever, and you still out here, that's because your software is broken. You have defective software. It's been corrupted. You're out here because it's been corrupted. That's what Antoine is basically saying. We have gone out of our way. We have gone out of our way to make getting together as difficult as humanly possible. Was the manosphere necessary? Yes. It was necessary because, something needed to happen to re-galvanize Black men. And I think that's been done. Like the regalvanization of Black men starting to come to terms or starting to accept that they are better than what than our PR have been over the last 50 to 60 years. Our PR has been absolutely trash. Our PR has been absolutely trash over the last 60 years. And I think the manosphere, from that perspective, was necessary. What's happening, Black Man Unfiltered? How you doing there, brother?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, my brother?
I'm good. What you got for me?
And I was headed to bed, man, but I'm sitting up listening to you before I gotta get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, but I want to support my brother. So let's start out with that first. But secondly, B. Taylor, the one that's talking, who looks like she's had a premature stroke.
Goddamn.
Everybody knows that B. Taylor, after all the months of listening to her talk this way on YouTube, she really went into her calling. She's in a relationship. She's dating the Queen Maker. She is a lesbian.
Princella?
Yeah, Princella. Yeah, Princella is her girlfriend. They are dating.
Quit lying. I thought I was trolling in the chat. That's for real?
That is for real.
So she's sucking coochie every night, huh?
Yes.
Coochie on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you didn't want a man with children, but you dated. Now you with a bull dagger with a child that's still married to her husband. I'm confused. So basically, without the legal paperwork,
wait a minute. Hold on. You gotta hold on. I am a little slow. I was delayed early on in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure I did not hear what you said. Okay. So let me make this clear. Let me get this clear from my own understanding and edification. See,
Yeah,
I do know big words every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
So B. Taylor, who got a kid,
mm-hmm.
hates men, decided she want to suck on coochie.
Right.
The coochie decided to suck on was an old broad with a kid who still got a legal husband.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, I'll be damned.
How can you sit on a panel and talk about trashy men when you are a baby mama who is with a baby mama who is still legally married to her baby daddy?
Well, maybe she's taking the advice of Kevin Samuels when he made the statement. When he made the statement that maybe these women need to start dating each other because that's all they know. They seem to have each other in common.
Yeah. So she wanted a man to give her Louis and Gucci. She couldn't find that, so she got with a woman that could eat her coochie.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's what's happening. So, so now she's a lesbian, and she's with the Queenmaker, and anything she says, that's why she is not on YouTube a lot anymore, because she knows that her credibility is shot from having a opinion about any relationship advice. You knew that you wanted to be with a woman, and you would get on these sites and you would get on these platforms and get on Instagram and bark up a tree what kind of man you want. And in actuality, you wanted you a bulldagger who wears a wig, who has a lisp, who tells women that they created their own babies without sperm. But they made for each other. They made for each other because, when she takes that wig off, I guarantee you, when Princella takes that wig off, she'll, come on, she'll like Terrence Howard. And so they're made for each other because B. Taylor, when she talks, her mouth leans to the side. She has on weave, big forehead ass. So you really have to both of them, they're meant for each other. Both of them look like they could be on the next horror movie, Wes Craven. So don't give them they get a lot of energy, but B. Taylor is trash, and everybody knows it. Yeah, she's trash.
I want you to hold that thought just for a second, because I actually got a question for you. Hold on a second. All right, shout out to my boy Theo Coop with the Do Better podcast.
Bang! Bang! It's good.
With the double nickel, talking about, hold up, did somebody just say Big Taylor is hooking up with Princella? Well, sizzle me timbers. I need that drop, Theo. Yeah, according to breaking news over here, Black Men Unfiltered says, yeah, Big Taylor over there smacking lips. I'm not talking about the ones on her face. She's smacking lips. She's smacking lips.
Smacking them lips.
This is crazy. I barely know who B. Taylor is. I know the name, but I wasn't really looking at the clip. So until I made it full, I was like, oh, that's B. Taylor. But yeah, I know the name. So, but that's about, my goodness. I deleted it. I took it out. Oh my God. Theo, thanks for the double nickel, brother. I appreciate you. So real quick before you go, bro, I don't know how much time you got, but before you go, Manosphere, was it necessary?
I think the Manosphere was necessary. I think that they had a great point when they first started it, and everything was, they were really talking on some points that issues and concerns that men had. I think that it went awry when you had hurt men who can control their emotions, and you gave them platforms to say the things that they wanted to say, that who could control it. Now, everybody's emotional because we are human. I'm talking about emotionals to the point where, it gets to the point where you said, you get to talking, deleting these hoes. And when you get to a point where you got that much hatred in your heart, then I guess it's something that you need to back away from. But I think initially when it started out, it's like Black Lives Matter. Initially, when it started out, it had a great thing going. Let's support all Black things. Let's protest all Black things against Black. And then all of a sudden, two lesbians decide to get $6 million and buy a house. See, so it started out pretty good, and it ended up pretty bad. So I think the Manosphere is matching that type of energy.
Oh, so you think that's what they're doing now, is trying to match that kind of energy?
I think that the right Manosphere, because I'm not going to say all the guys in the Manosphere are bad, but some of them have creeped in there who, because I heard a Manosphere guy say something stupid. I can't remember what he said, but I think that the majority of those guys, the minority sometimes can have the bigger voice, but the majority of those guys, I think they were doing the right thing when they first kicked that Manosphere thing off. I think they were doing the right thing. I just think that some people, it's bad eggs in every carton, brother.
But that's why I'm not I'm not a Kevin Samuels cheerleader, but I understood what he meant for the message.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
so that's why, like, you see, like, so far this year, you keep seeing me ask the second question on my titles is, will a new king arrive? The reason why I call him a king, even men need, really leaders, but Kevin Samuels, while you saw a lot of the stuff that we're seeing now that has perverted the manosphere, he kept that shit at bay. Whether he understood that or not, or whether it was purposeful or he understood just how influential he was amongst other men. You know what I mean? He kept a lot of that crap at bay. You really didn't see a lot of this garbage that we see now. It's like he died and the floodgates opened up because there was, and I talked about this on another stream. No, we don't do we don't do next up. We don't have a succession plan for anything.
Right.
Most businesses, most families with wealth, they have succession plans. We didn't have one with well, to a degree, we had one when Medgar Evers went down. Then there was the rise of Martin, and then Martin and Malcolm, and then when they went down, then it was the Black Panther Party, and then Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn.
And which you even go to the Black Lives Matters website back when they first started. I mean, when people start paying attention, everything starts to calm down, and people start to read their mission statement. The mission statement, they did not support nuclear family at all.
No. Well, these were two gay women who weren't even Americans. They were African, or they were from another country. They weren't even legal American. They weren't even Americans, and they got all this money, and they were, part of they liked each other. They were B. Taylor and Prince selling it up. That's what their mission was.
Right.
And it was in their mission statement to support the alphabet community. And they're supporting it. And here's what's so insidious about it. They were supporting it on lives of Black men.
Exactly.
Basically the depths of Black men. I said lives, but meaning that a Black man's life had to end for them to take those financial resources, not for the family, not for community development, not for family re-engagement, but for the LGBTQ, and then for their like, believe it or not, they got baby daddies too. Their baby daddies, their baby daddies. I think somebody bailed somebody out of prison, was sending books in prison. One of them hired their baby and then buying mansions and shit. What kind of stuff was?
Man, just went crazy with the money.
But here's the thing: because we didn't have a succession plan and things went awry, the fact that the manosphere got I would say corrupted, or I think that's the word I want to use. The fact that it got corrupted or misused or poisoned gave our women more ammunition to stay defiant. See, y'all can't even get y'all shit together. See what happens? Y'all can't do this and y'all can't do that. Look at what y'all doing. You're calling yourself the manosphere. The worst thing that happened to the manosphere with me is when all of the, I don't know if you were aware of the shit down with that. Remember that YouTube channel, this Pearly Things?
Yeah.
When that shit broke wide and she came out with her, Hitler, whatever, slavery ain't real bullshit, and all of these so-called manosphere guys lined up to defend this bitch.
I remember.
We lost all fucking credibility, and our women came out in droves, looking at us like, you sorry motherfuckers.
Yep.
And we were out there defending this hoe. Not me, but they were out there defending. These so-called gatekeepers in this space came out defending this hoe. Defending it.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you don't have, even I will say this, even men need male leadership. Because that was a lack of leadership in that. You know what I mean? Coming out,
Right.
fending this hoe left and right. And then calling her a feminine woman. How's she a feminine woman when she's out here chasing the bag? When she's out there, you know, she's a modern woman, chasing the bag, sleep with every black dick she can get because she loved black dick, you know? She loved it. She had so much black dick wasn't even funny.
Yep.
She pulled the Trump thing and called. She had several people that worked on her staff that were from Nigeria or something like that. And she got on there calling them my Africans. Talking about, oh, we're joking. They're joking, my Africans. The same shit Trump did. And it's like, and our women in droves just like, you sorry motherfuckers. Why do I need to listen to you? Y'all over there capping for, and it wasn't the fact that they were capping for her. Our women saw black men in mass lining up to protect her, even though they knew she was fucking wrong. And our women were like, wait a minute, we over here, we making mistakes, and y'all want to hang us and skin us for our mistakes, but you gonna go protect for that hoe over there? It was, during that time period, it was hard to not agree with our ladies because that was some sad shit.
Yep. Whatever ladies use that as a as bullets, as ammunition to try to penetrate the armor of the men who are trying to do the work. I think that, you know, going back to what you said, man, I think that this whole, like the video you're playing now and the things that we're experiencing as men, and she said men can't afford 50-50 and they can't do this and men can't do that, man. My mom and my dad have been married for 42 years. This is the past Christmas Day. My grandmother and my grandfather say they were married for 60 plus years before he passed. And my grandmother used to tell stories of working side by side with my grandfather, where he would go out and do odd end jobs to get money, and she would straighten hair for 50 cents a head and sell a dozen of eggs out the chicken coop for 12 cents a carton or whatever, you know, just to make ends meet till my grandfather found the pipeline, which he was there for 38 years. But, you know, and I just sit and watch how she said they grew and they grew. Now, today, my grandfather would be known as a ain't shit nigga that's broke. That's what he would have been known as, because he was building with my grandmother. And they were working side to side. There was no such thing as he make this kind of money. He need to be on this level. It just was never that bad, man. It was never that bad. And so I think that today women want something that they're not willing to do. And I encourage women who may be listening now. I encourage you, just write down on a piece of paper everything you want from a man. Just get your piece of paper and write down everything you want from a man, and then make a list. And then you become the list. So when you meet him, you have the same qualities as him, and both of you are equally at the table.
But the thing is, by the time they're able to do that, that kind of man ain't gonna want her because she's gonna be too old, gonna take it too long to do it.
Exactly, bro. And I think that's the case. I was looking at this thing the other day where these women were graduating nursing school from Temple, I think it was, Temple University. And when I tell you these black sisters, in their 20s, 24, 25, I mean, all of them sexy, beautiful, attractive, educated, smart. And do you think these 50-year-old, 49-year-old, 45-year-old men are going to be with these women that's 50, 52, the 60, 70 on the Kendra G show? No, those young women are very enticing coming out of college as 25, 26 years old, just finished nursing school or got their doctorate, or they're beautiful women. And you think they're looking for you? They're not. You have, one would take heed now. You have missed the boat. And so I think that, you know, B. Taylor can do all that talking when she's 40 years old. When those pussy lips start to look like drapes in an abandoned house, I think that she's going to realize that her value is no longer valuable. Yeah, that's all I got.
God damn. You said drapes into the bed.
Shit.
God damn. Okay, I gotta give you that one.
Bang! Bang! It's good.
I go to bed on that.
Shit. Hey man, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Now, how much time you got left?
Man, a few minutes. You go ahead. What, you got another question for me?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Shout out to the good brother Wrench Turner. I think this might be his first time over here. Salute, brother. The manosphere is very necessary. The women reaction to it is the reason I now date out. Oh, bro. Sincerely, a very high earning brother who never dated before last year. Wow. Sincerely, a very high brother who never dated out before last year. Look, Wrench Turner, let me tell you something. I'm 45 now. You there, Black Man Unfiltered?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh boy. I do this a lot, Black Man Unfiltered. I tell the truth.
Yeah.
Even if it make me look bad.
Yep, come on.
So there's this chick.
Uh-oh.
Her name is Felicia.
Uh-huh.
And once upon a time, I wanted to date Felicia. Sister. I wanted to date Felicia. And I tried. I tried a couple times, to start, stop. And finally, I'm like, yo, why in the world can't we laugh, we kick it. She's kind of like a home girl that you really want to knock down every chance you see her. But she's a home girl, you know what I mean? Kind of like Mary J. Blige to a degree,
Okay.
So her issue with me was, she always used the C word on me. You're too controlling. You're too controlling. You're too controlling. You're too controlling. Well, the subsequent 3 brothers that she's dated since I stopped trying to do this, the last 3 guys that she's tried to deal with, she broke up with each one of them. She ended each one of them. And she ended each relationship for the exact same reason.
What?
Yes. You want to know what the reason was?
Controlling.
Huh?
They were controlling.
No. They were broken homeless. So after the third dude that she made seem like was like Superman, she made the last dude seem like he was like he was fucking Superman. You know what I mean? Like, but then when she dumped him, she come telling me the truth, telling me the truth about the dude. And I just laughed. I just fell out laughing at her stupid ass. And I told her, I said, girl, I'll eat to death, but you's a dumb motherfucker. And here's why you dumb. You would rather continue to get ran through by broke, homeless dudes than to get in line with a brother who wants to take care of you.
Tell the truth.
How fucking stupid is you? All because you got a problem because that brother might have some, standards for you. I said, that is some kind of stupid. I say, here you got 3 more bodies on this long list, of bodies that you already got. I said, it seemed to me every single dude that you get is broken homeless. And
that says a lot about who she is, brother.
Right. And I'm just like, come on, Fee. I said, this is why I don't take you seriously when you come here talking this shit about what you ain't gonna put up with. You keep fucking broke homeless dudes. And I'm thinking to myself, I understand why brothers give up. Because it's like our women they got the thickest goddamn heads on the planet. You know, this is in response to Rich Turner's super chat here. You know, I understand why they date out. It's just like good brothers just get frustrated and just throw their hands up in the air. They just get frustrated. Not that they want Becky or Mylene or whatever. It's not that they want them, but it's like, God damn, okay, I'm 49. I probably got 25, 30 more years ago. I can't do this shit no more.
And shout out to our sister. Take heed to the message. She said it. She said a lot of people wonder why those black men end up with white women or women of other races. She said because those women of other races not only they know the program, they want to be a part of the program. However, they also have the ability to carry a lot. And carry a lot of responsibilities, and they know how to keep a family together even in crisis. She said her and the sisters are not like that. They're not doing that. So shout out to Take Heed for even making that video.
Look, let me tell you something about Take Heed. This chick been on. This lady been on one. You hear me?
Man, I love it.
2 to 3 weeks.
I love it.
This girl been on one.
I love every bit of it. I love it.
Man, this girl been on one. I think I told her, I said, girl. She didn't hit her, she didn't hit her stride, boy. We gonna have to hire her some Secret Service security, boy, because
man,
she been on one. When she got up on a Nissa, was a Nisa, I said, God damn, that was hard to watch, but I loved it.
Yep, I love it too, brother. I'm so glad that you have a woman saying the very things that men are thinking. And women say, all y'all men do is, but no, you can't say that no more because you got women out here who are saying the very, very same thing.
Look, every time she goes, let me share something with you, I'll be like, oh Lord.
Oh yeah, when she say that, it's over.
I'll be like, oh Lord. I had her on my stream one day. She says that. She says, TJ, let me share something with you. I said, oh shit.
Yep, she needs to be protected at all costs, my brother.
Yeah, definitely. Let me finish these last two super chats. Growth Talk with Kofa with the $5, brother. That's always the answer for modern women. Hold men accountable. Can't get the man they want, so they find a woman that dressed like a 14-year-old boy. God damn. God damn, Kofa. Here you
Bang! Bang! It's good!
go. God damn, that is...
I have a disease. I'm allergic to stupid shit.
Yeah. And I guess
he right. Kofi is absolutely right. Queen Maker is not attractive at all. She is a parasite.
Yes. And I guess B. Taylor don't want none of this no more.
Yeah. No, I think B. Taylor has always been a carpet muncher.
Yeah.
She just had to have somebody bring it up out of her.
Bring it up out of her. Okay. And my homeboy Eric Jordan. Eric Jordan, I got something for you, brother. I got something for you.
Acknowledge me.
There you go. Shout out to Eric Jordan. Bang bang is good. Keep spitting them facts. I'm trying to. Yeah, this is supposed to be just a pop-up. I'm just trying to have a little short conversation. But let me ask. Well, I mentioned this in my live stream on Thursday, and I'm going to go into it. I mean, I keep saying Thursday. It was Saturday. I was at work on Thursday. I mentioned in my stream that one of the I don't want to use the word dangerous, but one of the narratives that came out of the manosphere was this over inflation of stoicism. That was the measuring stick that men use to measure other men's manhood. Stoicism, right. And that black men somehow cannot display any form of emotion. And I don't think I did a good job at really, because I just had so much to do that on that stream, but I didn't do a good job of really pointing out that because the manosphere pounded that quality, they beat it like an African drum with a mic, about being stoic. Men don't respond emotionally. Men don't do this. Men only behave this way. Men keep whole frame. that I think it even gave our women the wrong impression of what a man's emotional spectrum looks like. So when a man displays any kind of emotion, even if it's righteous indignation, which is a justified emotion, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Then that gives the woman, she gives herself permission to disrespect that man.
Exactly.
And I think we did that. I think the manosphere did a disservice. I don't know if, and maybe you can help me out. I don't know if the men who received that message received it incorrectly or the message was delivered incorrectly.
I think it's received incorrectly. I think it was received incorrectly. I think that in the day that we're living in right now, I think that people will hear one thing but manipulate it to become something that what they are. Like we can sit here and say, like Anissa said, you know, all that stuff that she said about, you know, our sister Take Heed and about marriage and I have 100 friends and, you know, don't know, you know, what am I supposed to look for in a man and, you know, all these different things. But then when the pressure comes and the corner gets hot, it's no, I didn't say that. I said this. Let me change this. Let me change my messaging. You know, and I think I think we're living in a time, man, where it's hashtag delusional me. I think that's where we're at right now. A lot of people are delusional. I think a lot of people take messages and switch them to that's why it's so good to have these recordings so you can clip them and go back and say, no, this is what you said. You know, stand on what you said. But I agree with that. Mark Cooper, you're absolutely correct. Verbal abuse. What are you thinking, big brother? What are you thinking?
I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about, you know, how I think I've said it on your podcast. You know, we go out of our way to find reasons to say no.
Yep.
We go out of our way to find reasons to say no. And it's not serving us well. And I don't understand, and maybe it's just a man in me. I don't understand how our women don't understand that what they're doing is not serving them well. It's not serving them well.
Nope.
Every time I see these behaviors and these attitudes and stuff like that, I do get reminded, and people are like, oh, you might not be over it. No, it's part of my history. I get reminded just how awful my wife behaved, you know? And I would tell people this. I said, you know, my wife, let me tell you something about her. If you met her, charming ass woman. Charming as you would as you, she's charming. Black man unfiltered, she's charming.
Yeah.
You talk to this woman, she's learned. She's a high school teacher, you know, bright, you know, very, if that's important to you, she's very learned on the Bible, charismatic. She's somebody you would like. She's a good lady. I mean, good person. As a wife, oh my fucking God. This woman was a whole goddamn demon.
Wow.
You know? And it was very confusing. It was a conundrum because I would see this woman that I, you know, in every other circle of her life, be this gracious, kind, you know, funny, you know what I mean, understanding, thoughtful, rational human being. And behind closed doors, my fucking God, you know what I mean?
It was that bad. God damn, how could you turn that on and off like that?
It was remarkable. She would walk in that door, you could almost see her fucking changing when she walking up the goddamn driveway. You know, but she was a woman that was, and I was married before I was awake, if that makes any sense. So this was before the awakening, you know? So because I wasn't fully awake at that time, I couldn't deal with this one. I did not have the tools to deal with her, you know? And I'm one of the few men who come out and admit that I was in over my head with the particular lady. You know what I mean? I didn't have the tools. I was outmatched. If this type of chick ran into me now, I'll feel sorry for her. I would absolutely feel, man, I warn any woman with me. You have to understand something, baby. I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
Yeah. And guess what? Circumstances put you in that position for you to build yourself to be that resilient against it. You know what I mean?
I'm a lot. You know, you come out of line with me once a little bit, especially after I didn't warn you. I will. Yeah, the lady that I'm involved with, I asked her one time. I said, "What do you like about me?" She goes, "Oh, I like that you're rough." Because she's seen me in action with other people that turned her on. She goes, "I just don't like it when you use it on me, motherfucker." Guess what? Anybody can get it. Anybody that come out of pocket can get it, including you.
Exactly,
including you. But the wife. The thing about the wife was the reason why it was such a conundrum to me is she was doing things that did not suit her best interest. Everything that she did made our situation worse. It just made it worse. And not only did it make it worse, but then she was married to a man who was ill-equipped to deal with her. So everything got exponentially more bad because I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to manage it. And I didn't know how to deal with her. You understand? Right. So every time she made a decision or every time she did something, and almost every decision that she made was made outside of me, which is even more disgusting. You know what I mean? That she would just do something and everything she did, it blew up. And then here I am trying to fix it. Not trying to, I had to fix it. And there was no gratitude for me fixing it. I remember I sat down with her one day and I said to her, you know, because she was complaining about, you know, the house wasn't big enough. And it wasn't this, it wasn't that. And I'm just like, do you not I said, I don't think you understand when you are okay, that we okay. We ain't got a lot, but we okay. Cars are paid off. Home is paid off. We can come and go as we please. We don't have to ask for nothing. We don't have to have all this abundance. You know, men we like to get our situation. We like to
be comfortable.
Get it set, and we like to press the cruise control button, and we good.
Yep.
And we good. This woman couldn't be good for nothing. For nothing. And she just made one bad decision against her own best self-interest. If this woman was with me right now, do you know that there would be no reason for her to work? And she didn't want to work no more. She ruined her marriage because she wanted to be, she walked out because I had the awakening while I was with her.
Right.
And so you know how that went. She went from a woman that ran roughshod, then all of a sudden she woke up one day and she ran into the buzzsaw that's sitting here now. And so she took her ball and went home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, you know, and that's my fault because she had a decade of running roughshod. And so she went home. So a lot of guys, you know, can't admit when they failed. You know what I mean? I failed. I was ill-equipped, unmatched. and the narrative that men are not supposed to have feelings or emotions. And during that whole process, which is why I'm going to play this Antoine clip, and if you need to go when you need to go, you can just bounce. But the clip that I played in my stream, I'm going to play it a little bit more of it than I did in my stream on Saturday, is when Antoine got very emotional about the fact that somebody asked him, how do you feel? Because if you take
you about to play that clip right now?
Yes.
Man, play that, bro. I need to see that because I heard your live the other day talking about it, bro. But I didn't get a chance to see the clip though.
I'll play it. Just give me a second. So the manosphere talking points or however it was received, the men and the women would view what Anton did in his response as feminine. And that's so wild to me. Here, I'm going to play it. Hold on.
This morning, a lot of y'all might not be familiar, but earlier this morning, I cut the live stream short. It was I had just started getting into the live stream, and I had this epiphany, right? And so I'm going to show you exactly what happened during the live stream this morning. Or I'm going to show you the question that was asked to me during the live stream this morning. And it was from, who was it from? Trap and Slay. Shout out to Trap and Slay. Trap and Slay had asked me a question earlier this morning. Because usually in the morning when I start off, and I'm like, yo, how y'all doing? Let me check the temperature. Let me see how it is that I can add value into y'all. All of that, right? Let me turn my phone off for do not disturb, because usually I have my job on do not disturb. Man, this is crazy. All of these calls that's coming in, y'all must really love me. Anyway, so, but earlier in the morning, I usually check the temperature of the people, and I'm usually like, yo, what's going on? What's happening? And, I have an interactive show. Shout out to Trap and Slay. It's not your fault, Trap and Slay. It's not. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to give insight, then we're going to go into Cat Williams, then we're going to address Draymond Green. Then it's this woman dating coach that I want to address. Shout out to Nola Grill, and I'm going to read that super chat shortly. But I usually, check the temperature of the chat because I'm an interactive live streamer. So I'll feed off the energy of the people. Where's my glasses? I know I was out here looking stupid. I feed off the energy of the people, and the people start to add value into me, right? So this is kind of what happened. I'm going to play it kind of sort of what happened, and then we're going to go from there.
Slow, strangling, strategic, optimistic, happy, go blue. Shout out to the Wolverines. Focus, how are you feeling this morning? Anton, give us one word. Trap and Slay. Trap and Slay, Anton, how are you feeling this morning? Give us one word. I'm not used to that.
A Black Man Unfiltered.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Did you see how happily he read that? How are you doing this morning?
Right.
Now watch.
I'm not used to people asking me how I feel. How do I feel this morning? I feel
now, it's two things that's going through my head right now, right? And the first thing that's going through my head is, what do I really feel? Because I'm not used to anybody, hardly anybody asking me how I feel. Or even if it's like family or, somebody that you live with, whatever. If they ask you how you feel, a lot of times you thinking, even if they intentional, because you don't know what people's intention is. A lot of times if people ask you how you feel, especially if you're the strong friend. Now, this is something that happened to guys all the time. And guys are used to being told and asked, from. They used to being drawn from, which is normal, right? That's just what we accept. That's who we are. That's how we rock. Guys are used to being a rock. My father, God bless his soul, When he passed away, it seemed like he had gave way more to everybody else than he ever got back from himself, right? And so to have somebody ask me, and intentionally, and that means that they actually had to type it out. They had to go away from what I asked them, how do you feel, in order to type out, what do you feel, kind of hit me. So the first thing that I'm thinking in my mind is, how do I feel? Because I don't really think about that. And then the second thing that's going through my mind is, let me be careful what I say, because I know that, having a platform and having a voice on a platform, a lot of times it could be a negative thing. It can always be taken as a negative thing, and I don't want to let people get the wrong perception. So it took me a minute, and usually I'm never at a loss for words, but it took me a minute to gather my thoughts to try to understand what I was feeling.
I feel give me a second. Let me think about that for a second.
I didn't know.
I didn't
know how to answer that. And the funniest part about this is you picked the perfect day. I don't know if God be working in mysterious ways or what, but it seemed like my morning, it was like people was really, really trying to test me.
I don't know. I don't know how to summarize what I would say. One word, I would say I feel I'm
gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna pause it right there. Do you see how long,
man,
taking him?
Yep.
Let me tell you something. A lot of times people don't know. A lot of our streams, they're planned. We have a roadmap. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of times, but every now and again, you get to see them. This shit, I believe 100% that this ain't no act for him. He truly, truly does not know how to answer that.
Yep. Man, it's crazy, bro. And a lot of men are like that, bro. A lot of men are like that, man. You ask them, they're not used to that. They're used to being pushed. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got this responsibility. You got the kids. You got the wife. You got the family. You got the house.